All right, thanks everyone for joining us. We have Max Muncy available. If you have any questions, please use the raise your hand icon. First question's from Alana. Go ahead, Alana.
Hi, Max. Just wanted to see how your finger's doing and exactly kind of what you've been working through as far as that's concerned.
It hurts, but it's doing good. It's not as bad as what it could have been, thankfully. It's kind of just it's a pain tolerance thing, and so, if this was, regular season or a playoff situation, I would be able to find a way to get in there. But there's no point in rushing it right now. We're feeling pretty good that I'll be more than ready for opening day.
Are you able to bend that finger? How does it affect your grip on the bat?
Well, I haven't tried gripping a bat yet. Like I said, we've been taking it pretty slow. It's just there's no reason to rush it right now. There's no reason to come back too soon. As long as we're ready for opening day, I can move it pretty good right now, but it's one of those things where it's pretty painful, but you just got to deal with it.
What's been the biggest adjustment for you, Max, trying to get ready for this regular season in a shortened amount of time?
I don't know. Kind of the whole thing's just different. This is completely different than what any of us are used to. From showing up to the field, what time you can show up to the field, just the process of getting in and, getting to your locker and all that kind of stuff. It's just a total adjustment for everybody. And, it's something that we have to do to make sure we're being safe, and we got to make sure we follow the protocols.
How long do you think it'll take you to adjust to the just the game time situations of no high fives, not being able to throw the ball around in the infield, no spitting, those types of things?
I don't think we'll actually get used to it at all this year. We're such creatures of habit that we're so used to doing things the way we've always done them, and this year, obviously, we're all going to make the adjustment, but I don't think we'll ever get used to it.
Thank you, Max.
Next question is from Dave Valsay. Go ahead, Dave.
Max, how did this happen? How did your finger get hurt?
Well, it was in the inter-squad game, and just pitch ran up and in, and hit me right on the finger. It was one of those things where I couldn't really see the ball, trying to adjust to some of the changes that we've got out there, and just never saw it, and came up and in on me, and hit me right in the finger.
Who was the pitcher? And you said you couldn't see the ball that well. Is the batter's eye just something to get used to, or is there something that is hurting hitters from picking up the baseball?
I don't know if I'll comment too much on that, but it's just something that we'll have to get used to. It's different than what we've had here, and like I said, it's just something we'll have to get used to. I will say I know pitchers are pretty happy about the batter's eye out there, but other than that, it's just something we got to get used to.
Thank you.
Next question from JP. Go ahead, JP.
Hey, Max. Obviously, with the craziness this year, all professional baseball players have had their usual sort of calendar for the season interrupted. And I'm wondering, during your layoff, what was that like? What did you learn about yourself that maybe you didn't know because you were unable to play baseball from March until just recently?
I think I learned I'm probably not very good company without baseball. It's one of those things where we kind of just you sit around at home and you try to figure out what to do and kind of how to make the days pass. And the one nice thing about it was getting to spend extra time with family that not any of us ever get to do. So I know all of us got to enjoy spending some more time with our family, but we all play this game for a reason, and not being able to have it was tough on all of us.
And Max, I know you have a lot of family in Texas. I know they've had a surge recently of coronavirus cases. Is everybody in your family back home okay?
Yes, they're all good. They're all pretty safe. They know how to take precautions, and you know, they've been extremely smart with everything that's going on, and so they're all taking care of themselves really well.
Okay, thank you.
Next question is from Jorge. Go ahead, Jorge.
Hey Max, you mentioned the precautions that people have to take. The Major League Baseball is kind of leaving it up in a way to the players themselves, kind of taking the precautions off the field. How much have you guys talked about maybe as a team, just kind of taking that responsibility and making sure that things don't go sideways?
Well, you know, on this team, we have a lot of smart players that understand, you know, the severity of what's going on right now. And it's one of those things where even if you don't necessarily feel threatened by something, that just for the sake of other people, for the safety of other people, there's no reason to do anything stupid, because if anything happens to any one of us, then that causes such a big ripple effect that, you know, we don't know who we've been in contact with, just regarding the team. You know, we don't know who we've been in contact with, we don't know who we've been close to, and it would just create such a ripple effect that all of us understand it's not about ourselves, it's about everyone in this situation. And so, you know, we just have to make sure we're careful and we're following the guidelines they've set. They're there for a reason. People a lot smarter than us that know exactly what they're talking about are the ones that are setting them. So there's no reason to not follow them.
I saw on Twitter that Andrew Haney said the Angels, as a team, agree they won't be eating out, going to bars, going to parties. Have you guys made a decision like that as a team?
We've been talking about it. It's one of those things where we've been trying to figure out the best way to, you know, just help each other out with that. We have a lot of ideas, but yeah, we've definitely talked about that.
Okay, thank you.
Another question from Alana. Go ahead, Alana.
Max, what was your personal balance with whether or not you wanted to play or not play, and was it ever even an issue for you?
No, for me, it was never an issue. I was going to play 100% no matter what the situation was. It's just one of those things where I've been out of baseball before. I know how much I love baseball, and I'll do anything I can to be able to play it for the years that I have left. You know, we only have a certain time window we can play this game, and you know, I don't want to miss any more time than I already have.
Thank you.
One more question from JP. Go ahead, JP.
Max, do you have a sense for just going back to the finger, when you will be able to start swinging the bat? I think the opening day is, you know, coming up pretty soon. Do you have an idea of when you would like to be able to do that?
Today? No, I don't know. It's something we're working towards. You know, it's one of those things where I was feeling really good, you know, leading up to the injury. And so, you know, I'm still able to use my other hand. So there's things we can do to keep me from getting too rusty. And, you know, whenever we're able to start swinging, I don't think it'll take me very long to get back into game shape for it.
Thank you.
Those are all the questions. Thanks again, Max. Thanks, everyone. Dave Roberts will be available at 3:15.